The culminating task for this unit is about still life art. Please open your sketchbook to a blank page in the first half and write the words still life at the top of the page. Next, please write down this definition. What is still life? Still life is a work of art featuring mostly non-living objects. Then please list a couple of examples from this list. They are usually the objects are common, such as food, flowers, plants, rocks, shells, drinking glasses, books, vases, jewelry, coins, and so on. Here's an example of a very famous still life painting by Paul Cézanne. Here's another example of a still life painting. Let's look at the learning goal and success criteria for this unit. What are we learning? We're learning to shade forms in order to give the illusion of 3D in a still life artwork. How will we know we've learned it? Well, we'll be able to create gradients. We will be able to create cast shadows. We will be able to explain how we created a 3D effect. And we will be able to explain why our work is considered still life. Here's an example of your culminating task. Here's another one. Here are the questions that you're going to have to answer for your reflection. And here is how you're being marked. First, you're going to make sure that you've demonstrated your understanding of the instructions and of gradation techniques. Then, under thinking and application, it's showing me effort or creativity. Does it look like it's been rushed? Are you simply copying the examples, or are you coming up with your own ideas? Communication is your writing from the reflection, and your classwork skills is how effectively you're using your class time. Remember, this is an independent unit, so you need to be responsible for your own time. So the focus for this unit is symmetry. Each of these vases is perfectly symmetrical. One side is exactly the same or a mirror image of the other. Think of some vases and start drawing. You're going to need to draw between 4 and 5 vases or bottles, like so. The first thing you're going to do is draw a line of symmetry. That's just a straight vertical line. And what you're going to try and do is make sure that everything on both sides of this line looks the same. So on one side of the line you're going to draw whatever vase or bottle you're going to try drawing, and then you want to try and copy the exact same thing backwards, or the opposite, on the other side of that line of symmetry. And that way you'll ensure that you have a symmetrical vase or bottle. And I know it's difficult to see what it is that I'm drawing here because I did not press very hard, which is something that you should also not do. Don't press too hard. That way if you make a mistake, you'll be able to erase it. You can always go over this later and make everything darker so that you can see it better later. But it's better to start light and have to go darker later than start dark and not be able to go back. Once you've drawn one shape, you're going to move on and try and draw at least 4 more shapes. You want to have a total of between 4 and 5 shapes. If you want to have more, you can do that. Keep in mind that if you run out of room on your page, like I've done here, you can also rotate your page and work on it sideways, like so. And that way you'll be able to squeeze in one more item. Here is a student example of a work in progress. And here are some more vases or vases to inspire you. To create variety in your work, make sure you're drawing more than one type of vase.